Hey, you guys, welcome back. My name is Katja. I'm a personal trainer and mindset empowerment coach for women. And today I'm going to be talking about what I believe is the main reason we struggle so much with weight loss and keeping it off. Before I dive in, I want to say, as always, take what you like and leave the rest. You are the leading authority in your own life. I just really love to share what I've learned and what works for me and what doesn't. And I hope that some of it resonates for you. So I remember my struggle with weight started somewhere in my preteens. I remember that's when I started to be more aware of my body and just how much I weighed and aware of other girls' bodies and thinking that, theirs was so much better than mine, and just that whole drama that we do to ourselves. And so then I want to fast forward to one day when I was about 17. I was a junior in high school. And on this beautiful Southern California day, someone made a pretty insensitive comment to me about my weight. And by the way, when I share these kinds of experiences, it's never to place blame or to, throw anger towards anyone, because everybody just is doing the best that they can. But I do share these stories because I feel like the things that happen in our childhood and as we're growing up do have an impact on the way that we view ourselves and view others, and just, the lens through which we view the world. And I feel like it can be really helpful to just kind of connect some dots and identify where some of the beliefs and patterns originated. And I feel like then that empowers us a little bit more to create the change that we're seeking to change in our life. So anyway, on this day, this comment was made, and it lit the fire under my ass to finally lose this weight that I had been promising myself for years that I was going to lose. And on that day, I put myself on a strict diet and I started exercising daily. And in a very short period of time, I lost about 20 pounds. But there was a problem with the way all of this went down. The problem with the way things happened was I made the decision right then and there to lose the weight because I thought that there was something wrong with me. I felt that my body was unacceptable the way that it was. And what I know to be true today is that any decisions that I've made to create change in my life that were rooted in criticism and really self-hate. I know it sounds strong, but I definitely wasn't loving on myself. Let's put it that way. So anytime I've made these decisions to create change in my life where they're rooted in all of that negativity and beliefs are under the surface that aren't serving me, I feel like the change never really was lasting. There wasn't really truly a transformation because I hadn't dealt with that root belief. So ultimately, while I lost the weight, I just found something else to hate on myself about. And this was a pattern. I mean, my inner critic ruled my world for decades. And I've mentioned this before in other videos, but that's been an area of work for me. And so I want to share a little bit about what I remember happening when I was a kid. I was a voracious reader. And I was one of those people that always had, a fiction book that I was reading. And I remember being in my room and I had my little secret stash of M&Ms and Reese's Pieces and this little basket that I would keep my stash in. And I would sit and I would read and I would eat. And I know today that at some point along the line, I had decided, without realizing it, this was an unconscious decision and belief, that food was the thing that was going to make me feel better. Sugar was the thing it was like the salve on the wound, right? I know now that I had these uncomfortable feelings that were coming up inside of me. And not only at one point did I buy into the belief that the food was the solution, but I also bought into a belief that it wasn't comfortable. It wasn't comfortable. That was true. But I bought into a belief that it wasn't safe to feel the feelings that were coming up for me. And so when I look back on that time, I know there was a lot of discomfort. There was anxiety. There was feelings of just unsettled, right? Going to school and having things happen at school that made me uncomfortable. And along the way, I forgot how to be with my emotions. I forgot how to like process through my feelings. And when we're born, we're like emotion processor bosses, right? When we're born, we know exactly what to do. We cry when we're upset. We when we're sad, we cry. When we're pissed off, we throw a tantrum. When we're happy, we giggle and I remember one day I was walking through a local park and there was this kid that was just hauling ass across the field and he was just screaming his head off. And I was like, what the hell is going on? But I realized he was just so overcome with joy and excitement that he was just letting that scream rip. And he was just happy and excited and it was just coming out, right? And we forget to do that. We start to censor ourselves. We start to modify our behavior based on what we observe around us, right? And when we're little, we're just like these sponges. And we really, I know for me anyway, I started to believe that it was better to just, keep that inside. And when I would feel upset, I would just push it on down, right? Through no one's fault. It was just what I believed, what I decided was the way to handle my emotions. And so I see when I look back on those times, I didn't know what to do. And so that I do believe is the number one reason why we struggle so hard to keep the weight off and to lose it is because their emotions come up, feelings come up, and we have this hard habit of going to the food. And so, for example, I'm going to throw in an example. So if you decide now that you want to lose 10 pounds or 15 or whatever the weight is, and you decide as you look over your diet that something that you're going to cut out is the 4 o'clock cookies, right? You go down to the pantry around 4 o'clock each day and you're kind of getting hungry for dinner and whatever, maybe you're not even hungry, but you're just feeling a little bored, right? I know that's the case for me. I feel a little bored. I feel a little anxious, restless, and so I'll find myself thinking that it sounds like a great idea to go down to the kitchen. And so if you decide that the cookies, you're going to give those up, guaranteed, you're going to have a day. You may have a period of time where you're feeling pretty strong. I can do this. I can get through these cravings. But at some point, probably what's going to happen is you're really going to start thinking about, going down the rabbit hole and giving into the craving. And so I always like to say that, when we've made a decision to cut something out, the craving's going to come. And then on the other side is the decision to either give into the craving or not. In between those two is a space. And I'm offering that if your goal is to lose weight, that you might consider hanging out in that space. Are you willing to be with whatever is coming up? Because it's going to. Generally speaking, this is the case. So let me give you an example. Sometimes when I'm working on my business, I do a lot of writing. And I get, after being in front of the computer, I start to really be over it. I'm ready to, just be done, and it's hard, and I don't feel like doing it anymore. And so I will start thinking that a snack sounds great, right? And so if I'm not genuinely hungry, there's an opportunity here for me in those moments to check in with myself. And so that is what I wanted to share with you guys, as well as, sharing what I think the main obstacle is, but then how to move through the obstacle in a way that serves your vision of how you see, the vision that serves the vision of what you imagine for yourself. So if you're wanting to lose that weight, can you find something in those moments that will serve you on your path as you go move in that direction and is aligned with the vision that you have for yourself? There's my words. Thank you. So for me, what I know to be true is music is a way that I am able to really soothe my soul. I know for me that food is not going to do it. Tastes great, right? But in the long run, if I'm wanting to maintain, or I've already had my treat for the day or whatever, then it's really serves me to just put on some music and move through those moments with that which really fills me up and makes me feel good without having to reach for something really outside of myself to make myself feel better. Music naturally aligns me with that higher vibration feeling in my body. Nature. Sometimes I'll literally take off my shoes and go outside and stand in the grass. I'll put my hand on a tree. There was a day which really plugs me in. It may sound kind of funny, but nature is really one of those things for me. There was a day after we went on lockdown. Right now, of course, we're still in the middle of COVID, and I was feeling a little bit anxious as a result of just having so much less going on. And that was that time where I was recalibrating, and I was feeling anxious. And so literally all day, throughout the day, I was just laying down on my office floor, stretching, doing, yoga stretches, and just coming back into my breath, coming back into the moment. And that really served me in moving through the restlessness and the anxiety that I was feeling. And so that is what I wanted to offer is what is that for you? If you're struggling with losing weight, keeping it off, and we all know those moments, right, where we're thinking about giving into the urge. So what would that be for you? What's something that really that fills you up, that lights you up? Literally, sometimes for me, it's lighting a candle and just being, finding that present moment with having lit a candle. My mom always lit candles when I was growing up. And I realized one day, I'm totally digressing right now, just really quick, but I realized what's so special about candles is that they really have a way of saying that this moment is important. That's what I love about a candle, is that it says this moment is special. So anyway, thank you, Mom, for always lighting candles when I was growing up. Anyway, so check it out. Next time you're thinking about giving into a craving, and it could be, it's really anything. I mean, first, it's whether it's food or getting on social media, or it's having a glass of wine, or just all of the things that we do to kind of check out. Consider checking in instead and just seeing what's going on for yourself. And sometimes it's enough for me to just place my hands over my heart and ask myself, if you're not really sure, ask yourself, what do you need right now? And very often I have found that the answer is right there. I was just waiting for me to check in, right? So anyway, I hope this finds you well. I hope this finds you healthy with everything crazy that's going on in the world. And I would love if you guys, if you want to share a comment in the comments below, just what your experience is, what resonated here for you, if anything. And as always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you feel so inclined. I know sometimes YouTube makes it a little bit difficult. You might have to sign in. I've tried liking people's videos before, and sometimes it'll put up a little bit of a fuss. So sometimes you may have to do a little extra step. So I would love it if you would consider doing that. But other than that, I just want to wish you a wonderful day, and I will see you here in the next video. Okay, bye.